starting to love the show like I love this show. They're just getting such a passion for it, and it just makes my little like 5-year-old self so happy seeing that.
The lights are on, the curtain's up. This is Steps to the Stage.
Folks at home, do you have a business, small or otherwise, that isn't pulling in traffic the way you want it to? Well, it might be because they don't have something to remember you by. And that's why today we are sponsored by Graphic Details Inc., signs and displays. They will print out your banners, they'll cut vinyl, they'll do window graphics for the company cars. We're talking business cards, banner stands, LCD displays, tabletop displays, logos, all in full living color. Again, that is Graphic Details Inc. here in Chino, California. Thank you so much.
Hello and welcome to Steps to the Stage, the 7th Street Theater podcast where I talk to the community theater professionals you know and love. I am your host, and today we are talking with our friend Andrea for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Welcome back.
Hi, it's great to be back.
Hi. So why don't you start by telling us what Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is for anyone who isn't familiar?
So, to put it simply, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is about this race car who was driven in the Grand Prix and unfortunately crashed. Years later was found at a junkyard by these two siblings, Jeremy and Jemima, and they try to save it from being scrapped into metal. So they ask their father to buy it, and he does, and he rebuilds it into this beautiful new motor car. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. Yeah. And it's a musical, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so what's that been like?
So it's been really fun. We just finished teaching all the music and the choreo, so that's been really fun. And then we're just going through run-throughs till the end of time until we open.
And then this is your first show that you're directing here, yes?
Yes, first show ever directing. I do have some experience assistant directing over at Don Lugo, but this is my first time truly being the director.
And so what has that been like? Tell me, please.
Oh, it's been a journey. From submitting the show to building the team, meeting, just coming up with ideas, things like that. It's been such a crazy ride, and I'm so happy to have experienced this. And yeah, just ecstatic is the word to explain it.
It's like a year-long process, basically.
Just about, yeah, especially considering our timeline for when we opened to when the submission forms came out. It's basically a year of my life
doing this?
Dedicated to this.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you came up with this in its entirety. You submitted for the show, and you did the whole thing. So you're doing this as like a solo director, right?
Yes, but I do have some help. I do have an assistant director, my good friend Andrea Landeros, and we do have a student director, also a good friend of mine, Sarah Toison. So yes, I do have some assistants, and yes, my mentor, Miss Donna Rice, who I love dearly.
Yes. Donna. So what gave you the idea for this show, to want to do this show?
So, funny story, I didn't know this was a stage production. When I got the submission form, I had so many ideas. I'm like, okay, first I need to make sure that these are actual stage productions.
Yes.
So I went to MTI. For those who don't know, MTI is a website where you can go and look up productions for theater. And I was like, okay, let's look at the junior shows. So I'm looking through, I'm like, oh my God, these are so cute. Very last on the list was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang Jr. And I was in the living room with my mom, and I go, Mom, you're never going to guess what's a musical. And she's like, oh my gosh, what? And I say, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And I go, there's no way I'm not going to submit this now. So yeah, that's basically how it came up.
Yeah. So do you have a love for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Or
I do. So for those who don't know me, I'm a Disney girl and Disney adult for life. My love for Disney is infinite, but when I was younger, it wasn't that way. My love for Disney was replaced by Chitty Chitty Bang Bang when I was a kid. So I watched it on VHS at my grandparents' house, then got it on DVD, watched it at home, and now I'm watching it on streaming. And yeah, so I've just had a love for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang since the dawn of time.
Really? That's crazy. Because I was aware of the movie, but I had never seen it before.
Yeah, my mom, she was introduced to it as a kid. It would just come up on like the one channel where it show movies, and she's like, I have to show my kids this. So yeah, she showed my brother, and then she showed me, and here I am.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's so cool, because I've never, really had much of a passion either way for that. It's so cool that you have such a connection to it. Yeah. Well, would you mind talking about the casting process for this show?
So, the casting process. So, at auditions, I had been in an audition room before, but being like somewhat the soul decider was kind of
So
crazy.
different.
I was like, whoa, I have this power. So there were just some people that when they came in, I was like, okay, this is a good choice. And then there were just other people that I just knew. And so like we had the callbacks and there were just some pairings that came together. It was literally like magic.
Really?
Yeah, and it was so crazy how perfect it was because literally after it happened, the people behind the table, like we all made our notes and then we looked at each other and it was the exact same thing. We all had the exact same idea. So it really just fell into place. Like it wasn't really a hard casting process.
Okay.
Literally everything was just so perfect. So yeah,
That's really cool that it was so like
Mhm.
perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how far along into rehearsals are you?
So we're actually almost done with I think I
Whoa.
mentioned before, we finished teaching all the music, all the choreography. We just have one scene left to
Okay.
block, and then we'll just be doing run-throughs until Tech Week.
Dang.
Yep, and then we open.
How many songs are in the show?
Ooh, a lot. I think 14, 14, 15.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then how many of those are like big ensemble-y?
Ensemble ones, I would want to say about 4.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
a lot of them are like the solo pieces,
Yeah.
little smaller
The other
pieces,
ones,
but yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's great. So yeah, so it's been about how long would you say?
As of right now, about a month and a half
A month and a half.
of rehearsal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Mhm.
So would you mind talking about the set?
Yeah, so the set is it's nothing too crazy. It's pretty
Okay.
simple. You know, we just have an upstage platform. We're going to be using projections a lot. So, yeah, upstage platform with stairs leading down it. We have a flat stage right that we're using another platform to help build levels. So yeah, pretty basic. We're pretty, I don't want to say reliant, but pretty reliant on those projections because
Okay.
I don't want to give too much away from the story, but they really help with this story in specificity.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just have to see the
You'll
show.
have to
and
see
we
it to
can
see
talk
what I
about
mean.
it. And who is the set designer?
Our set designer is Mr. Bill Rice.
Hey, what's it like working with him?
Awesome. I love the Rices, so I wanted to get their help as much as possible. So when thinking about the team, I immediately wanted Miss Donna's help because, you know, as a first-time director,
Oh, I'm sure.
I was like, Miss Donna, I need help. And then set design, I was like, okay, well, I know Mr. Rice does it, so immediately went to him.
Yeah. So I imagine the costumes for this show have got to be pretty incredible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty awesome. Because it's 2 place settings during the show. So one in Act 1 and we go somewhere else in Act 2.
Okay.
So it's really fun getting to work with the costumers, seeing what we can do to really differentiate the places. So that's been fun. And then just like other pieces, like we go to a fair where there are Morris dancers. So we have
fun.
we took inspiration from like traditional Morris dancers, like with the flaps on the vest and things like that. We have bamboo sticks because they dance with bamboo sticks.
Cool.
And then our Toot Sweets factory, they're going to be dancing with, they have like little cute matching chef costumes. So it's really fun. And I feel like the costumes really help bring the story to life, as with any show, you know?
Yeah. It sounds like you have a wide variety of costumes. It sounds really fun. Who's the costume director?
So our costume director is Amanda Myers.
Okay.
I believe this is her first
Yeah, I was
time
like, I don't think
costume
I've heard
designing.
that name before.
I do know she helped out with Shrek Jr. and I
Okay.
heard that she was just really fantastic.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey Amanda, do you want to costume Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? And thankfully she said yes, and she's been doing a fantastic job.
Awesome.
I love working with her.
Yeah. Do you know who the choreographer is?
Yes, choreographer Maddie McGowan.
Okay.
She also worked on Shrek Jr. I adore her.
Yeah?
She's doing such a great job. I already told her, next, if and when I direct a musical again, I am calling you first.
What a compliment.
I know. And it's like, I didn't even give her much because I completely trusted her.
Yeah.
And just watching the rehearsals, I'm just like, yes, I love it. And like with Mule Bamboo, that's a specific scene. For those who don't know, Dick Van Dyke originated the role of the lead character, Caraticus Potts. And If you also don't know, he has like these iconic Dick Van Dyke kicks where it's a very high kick, and I wanted that in the show, and she put it in, so it's very amazing. So yeah, it's been very fun to work with her.
Anything else about the choreo that you'd like to mention or add?
It's just really fun. It's fun choreo. Even some of the slower songs that we have choreo in, they're beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. So a lot of hard work and passion went into the choreography as well.
That's so great to hear.
If you need high-quality headshots or other professional photo work done, visit Xochi Neri Photography at fb.me/xneri-photos.
Would you mind talking about the music?
So yeah, music direction was by Kelsey Rebergen.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I love Kelsey. I've known her since like 2018, I think. So it's been really fun. I know she's been like studying music, so I really wanted her specifically to help out, and she's just been doing such a great job with the kids. They caught on with her so quickly. It was crazy. Like within the first music rehearsal, I think we learned Mule Bamboo, and it's a fast song. Like, and it's almost like there's a lot of wording and it's really fast. And she was just able to get it out of them. And with the harmonies, because some of the harmonies can be ridiculous for a junior show. There's one song where there's just a harmony the entire time, and Kelsey was able to get it out of them and just keep working with them, and she's just done a fantastic job.
Yeah, I mean, I always love hearing about Kelsey's work and what they're doing these days, because you said they are very, very talented. Yeah. Would you mind talking a little bit more about being a first-time director again?
Yeah, so it's been a little, not gonna lie, stressful, because I almost felt like I went into this kind of blindly. Like I would ask something, so what do I do at this first production meeting? Share your vision. Okay, how do I do that?
But in what format?
How? Like I remember at the production meeting, I was looking to Miss Dawn, I'm like, how do I start? Okay, what next? Okay. And that's basically how it went. But as the time went on, I just kind of started just being more assertive with myself, because that was really hard, because this is like the first time I'm truly in charge of something. And I've never done that before. So it was like really uncomfortable. Like everyone was just like, you tell me what you want. I'm like, but are you okay with doing it? And I'm like, they're like, just tell me. And I'm like, okay. But now that we're like a month and a half in, like I said, I'm more confident in being, director, making these decisions. So I have to say I'm proud of myself for that.
Yes,
So
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. Being the person in control and in charge has got to be such a weird feeling.
It's like, because
cool, but like,
like I said, I've never done it, so it's like quite a switch. Where it's like I've worked at, like I said, Don Lugo, I was in charge of the choreography, but I always had to make sure that the director liked it. I had to tweak things considering what the actor's abilities were, so things like that. But now I'm able to tweak things.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. What has been the most rewarding thing about this process, and what has been more difficult for you?
So rewarding has to be just seeing the kids working together and starting to love the show like I love this show. They're just getting such a passion for it, and it just makes my little 5-year-old self so happy seeing that, because we have a young cast. It's 8 to 16, so it's just, I love working with kids. I aspire to be a high school drama teacher, so getting able to teach them certain things about theater and acting is very rewarding, because I found that I love to teach that. And I would say the most difficult thing is knowing how to not be in my head so much. I'm constantly overthinking things, and I know I have people to go to help to, but unfortunately it's taken me a little longer to go to them for help. Eventually I do, because then the overthinking is like, okay, I need to ask someone. So thankfully I feel like more now I'm a little more comfortable with that, but I would definitely say that was probably the hardest part.
You mentioned earlier that you're using projections for your show. Would you talk about sort of your tech booth that you have for this production?
Yes. So as of right now, we have Danya from Ayala,
Mhm.
who's going to be light designing the show. I've shared a little bit about my vision with her. She's going to start coming in so we can start getting to talk more about it. But I really want it to be like, the way I can describe it, fun.
Mhm.
Very like use bright colors. And when we get to the more grim parts of the show, not really grim, but grim, really show that. Me personally, I don't know too much about lights. So that's really all I can say is like just trying to use bright colors and trying to make sure that we can convey the theme and the moods of each scene with the lighting as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So going back up to talking about sort of what you meant with sort of what you learned and what you didn't learn. You mentioned talking with Donna, who's a mentor of
Mhm.
yours. What was that like working with someone who you've sort of
Hmm.
looked up to for so long and taken such
So, like I mentioned, I absolutely adore Miss Donna.
Mhm.
She's been a mentor for so long. I started out here in 2016, and she's been working here for longer. So, before she reached out to me, letting me know she would be my mentor for this project, I wanted to ask her to be sort of that position.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, because I knew I was going to need help as a
Mhm.
first-time director, I'm like, I need help. And the only person really I wanted to go to was Miss Donna. And thankfully she reached out to me. I'm like, oh, how funny. I was going to text you. So it's been really fun. She's been so helpful. She's been so great.
Mhm.
Anytime I had a question, she's just helped me so much and helping putting my mind at ease. So yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better mentor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What else have you learned from other mentors of yours that have been helpful in this
Mhm.
journey?
So I've worked at Don Lugo, like I mentioned before. My old high school drama teacher, Miss Annette Deming, I worked with her as a choreographer and an assistant director. And what I mainly learned from her was don't be afraid to explore an actor's choices.
Mhm.
Because when I was in high school, when we were doing a show, we did mostly plays. Anytime she didn't really like the intention behind a line, she would say, make another choice. Make another choice. And we had to find different ways to say something. She's like, keep that. And then, we'd have to keep going. So it really showed the importance of making choices and how the littlest things can affect the storytelling.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then there's the other one who she wasn't my high school teacher. She's the current high school teacher at Donglu, Miss Candida Salaya.
Mhm.
I've really only worked with her as like a choreographer,
Yeah.
not like a student turned director type. And she really showed me how to have fun with the show. Because especially last year during their fall production, they did Clue. So if you know Clue, it's a very fun show, very
Yeah.
silly. It allows for a lot of character choices. It allows for a lot of improving. It allows to just let characters have fun when they can. Because there are times we have to stick to the story, things like that. But allowing characters to have fun with their characters truly brings the story to life. And when you see the characters having fun, the audience has fun.
Yes.
Everyone in the process, people backstage have fun. People up in the booth have fun. So that's really what I've learned from them and what
Absolutely.
I'll cherish, truly.
Yeah. Making sure that your people have fun is one of the most important things.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you happen to know the show dates for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Yes. So our show dates are August 2nd through the 17th. So the first 3 weekends of August. We have 2 Sunday shows on the 4th and 11th at 2:30. So those are our matinees.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, and be sure to check out Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you need insurance, Vince will work for you. Vince Polito is a local farmer's insurance agent who wants to help you out. Auto, home, renters, and more, open 8 to 5 on all weekdays. Over 35 years experience and licensed in 4 states. Call now. Thanks for listening to Steps to the Stage, and now it's time for the curtain call. You can follow us on Spotify, Apple, Google, or any podcasting platform. We have videos up on YouTube, and you can visit our website at stepstothestage.buzzsprout.com. And as always, a special thank you to our audio engineer Joey Rice and our producer Kirk Lane. Without the two of you, this show would not be possible.